Hey there. So we just got back from a ski trip, and on the last day, my 12-year-old son hit a tree and he cried and he was terrified. And he asked me after the tears had subsided, "Hey, mom, if I got a concussion, will it increase my chances of getting Alzheimer's disease?" That question broke my heart. My kids live with the knowledge that each of them has a 50% chance of carrying the same genetic mutation that I carry, the genetic mutation that has taken their grandpa from them before their eyes. This is a rare genetic mutation that essentially guarantees a person will develop early onset Alzheimer's disease if research doesn't find a way to prevent or delay disease. So his question broke my heart. You know, my dad is in the advanced stages of Alzheimer's disease, and we have other instances of late onset sporadic Alzheimer's disease in our family. So my kids see it, and it's a regular topic in our household, but normally it's not something that they're worried about with regard to themselves. They know that we participate in research, that we're trying to help scientists find a cure, and that we hope to have this all figured out before that they get to the age where it'll be relevant to them. But generally speaking, they're more concerned with what's happening at school, with what they're going to wear tomorrow, with what's going on in their day-to-day lives as teenagers. And they associate the disease with old people. They don't really realize yet that when my dad's symptoms started, he was in his 50s and he wasn't an old person per se. They still think of 50 as old. And I like that they think of it that way, that this is a long time away, that they're not worried about it. So when my son fearfully asked about his own risk, it broke my heart. Due to the genetic mutation, my son's risk of developing Alzheimer's disease is essentially 50%, which is already really high. So I quickly dismissed the notion that the concussion could potentially increase his risk. And I just said, no, this won't make you any more likely to get Alzheimer's. Since then, I've done some research because I was curious about it. And an April 2018 report in the Lancet, which is a really well-renowned publication, found that the risk of dementia, including Alzheimer's, is substantially higher for people who experience a TBI, a traumatic brain injury. So a concussion is one form of a TBI. And what the report said is that after accounting for other risk factors, people who experience a TBI have a 24% higher risk of developing dementia than those who have never experienced one. And a single TBI that's characterized as severe increases the risk of Alzheimer's or dementia by 35%. So those numbers are actually really staggering. And I think it's something that we should all be aware of, especially because concussions have a tendency to happen when people are young, playing football, playing soccer, playing baseball, whatever it is, basketball, skiing down a ski slope. These things happen when people are young and invincible, and they are correlated with devastating outcomes when they're older. So I'm glad that my son was wearing a helmet when he hit the tree. And at the same time, I share this anecdote just because I want to shine light on the anxieties that kids experience living in a family with familial Alzheimer's disease and the complicated conversations that we find ourselves having, the fears that they experience around these topics. In future videos, I'll share more about how we talk to our kids about the genetic mutation and why we talked to them about the genetic mutation. So thanks for following along with our story. And by the way, he's okay. He's okay. Hey, y'all, it's our second day at Santa Fe, Ski Santa Fe. It's January 2nd, and it's busy out here. It's snowing, and there's people everywhere. We've been enjoying some time on the slopes, and we're about to head inside and have some lunch. But just kind of taking it all in, enjoying our break as it's almost time to go back to school. So, yeah.